Happy, blessed New Year's 2020 to all human beings all around the world. Today happened to be Wednesday, January the 1st, 2020. The time being about 1:35 p.m. over here at one of my favorite places overlooking I-57. Truck there is happening to be going northbound on 57. So is that camper and that SUV. That truck there with the white cab is happening to be going southbound. I want to just try to give a little message in 2020 to those that may not be aware and those that may still be asleep, and especially those of that's in the black communities. Study killing blacks. You know, a lot of times people criticize when I speak of, white supremacists or Nazis or Klans being with the black robes on the bench. Klans having police uniforms on, lawyers and doctors. I want you to take a look at this here first. You see, this here recently just happened a few days ago. Well, the beginning part of December of 2019 in Charleston, West Virginia. There was about 30-something cadets graduating from the West Virginia Correction Officers Academy. And it's not surprising to me what they did. They saluted their instructor with the Nazi sign, symboling Adolf Hitler. I want you to take a look at it and take a, kind of listen to what was said here. Let's see if I can. All right, here. Let's see if we can get it going.
There's new fallout tonight following a group photo that appeared to involve a Nazi salute. It shows a training class for West Virginia corrections officers with arms raised. 2 instructors and a cadet have been fired. 34 others, including everyone in the picture, are suspended without pay.
Now, you imagine that, okay? You imagine 30-something cadets graduating from a correctional, as correctional officers. It don't just have to be in West Virginia. It can be anywhere else. What would make them, out of all things to do, salute with a Nazi sign, and then the instructor, their instructor, gave them a thumbs up? It almost reminded me of 1492 when Christopher Columbus came over to America and killed up the natives, raped them, took some of them back to Spain as hostages, took some of their property, and the king and queen of Spain honored them. This instructor for those cadets in West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia, when she was confronted about this here, she said that she didn't see them doing anything wrong. Her last name was Bird, I believe it is, and they had what she said, hail to Bird. She said, I was just saying, I was tough on them, just like Adolf Hitler. Now, that should be a big insult to the Jews. I know it was insult a few days ago when a black man, I believe it was in New York, broke into some rabbi's house and stabbed about 9 of them. The governor of New York, Como, said that the act that this black guy did was a domestic, he was considered a domestic terrorist. But I want to just say, this is not just happening in Charleston, West Virginia. This is happening in Charleston, Missouri, and in a lot of other places. I'm not saying all white police undercover Nazis and Ku Klux Klans, but I done experienced it in central all the way to southern Illinois. And when I was in those prisons, the racism. Anybody know about the Menard Correctional Center on the borderline of East St. Louis? I believe it's in Chester, Illinois. Some of the white police correctional officers in there, they would give these Nazis, also known as Northsiders, Aryan Brotherhoods, get them gasoline and weapons to kill blacks. I'm telling you something that I know for a fact. I done seen racism all the way from the Vienna Correctional Center all the way back up to central Illinois. The most safest place back then was probably the penitentiaries up north. They even had racism in Pontiac, Illinois. They caused a big racial riot. You see, some people don't see from the inside, but I know black correctional officers that talk about the prejudice and the racism. If these cadets, 34 of them, the governor fired all of them. He suspended some of the supervisors. He fired, I think, 1 or 2, but they should do more than that. If this instructor did this class here of 2018, how many other classes did she have that they were saluting with the Nazi sign? This is 2020, y'all. Wake up. Stop this black on black violence, y'all. Do y'all actually think Sandra Bland in Texas hung herself? All she had was a traffic violation? You see, ain't nobody talking about that no more. It's probably just like those correctional officers that were saluting. They said it was the supervisor claimed it was different races of people. If it was any blacks in there while they was doing that salute and they didn't sound off the alarm, they ain't no different than some of these sellout blacks that's taking government money. And I ain't talking about everybody that's taking government money, but the sellout blacks, if the shoe fit where taking this government money and turning their head away from the wrong that's being done to blacks. You see, I'm living in a city, Charleston, Missouri. It ain't as big as Charleston, West Virginia, but the population is about 5,947, or if we go with the census from 2010, it's 5,534. But 51% is black, and you only have 1 black police on the force, and they grandfathered him in. You don't have no black judges. You don't have no black attorneys. You don't have no black prosecuting or assistant prosecuting attorneys. You got about 2 or 3 blacks that works up in the courthouse and the clerks. And I don't have nothing against the clerk office, no matter what color they is. The one thing about the clerk that's running that thing, even though she white, she don't stand with corruption. Anytime I filed something in there, she made sure they didn't corrupt none of my paperwork. But you got a sheriff department, no black deputies. It's something wrong, not just here in Charleston, Missouri. You see what I'm saying? It's something wrong in this country when a black guy can burglarize a non-person of color's house, and he's been determined as a domestic terrorist. But here it is, 34 cadets graduated out of the West Virginia, Charleston, West Virginia correctional cadet class, and all they do is get fired. These people should be investigated by the Department of Justice, by the FBI, CIA, and anybody else, because if they doing that salute there and them supervisors allowed it to happen, they said they even took it to a captain and the captain did nothing, and then the captain responded when he was approached about why he didn't reveal this here. He said, you finna fire me? You gonna fire me? Going to show he didn't care. He didn't care. Y'all better wake up, black folks that's out here doing all those of y'all that's out here doing all this killing. You see, legalizing marijuana, medical marijuana, is getting more attention than this act in West Virginia. It's getting more attention than these little children of color being shot, being missed by they missing their targets, their intended targets. Most of them is gang members and hitting the little kids. The attention is not on. What the problem is black folks got to wake up. People of color got to wake up. Those people that's not people of color, if you standing for right, just like you protest for women's rights and all these other rights, then let me see a nationwide protest about them correctional officers in Charleston, West Virginia. You ain't gonna see it, but if there was a whole bunch of blacks talking about militants, oh, it'd have been on every news channel. It'll be continued talked about. And this is 2020, y'all. Y'all better wake up. You better wake up. What if they didn't expose them 34 correction officers? They got to working in West Virginia, a bunch of black folks and people of color being hung, saying they hung themselves. I'm gonna leave for right now, y'all. This is 2020. We done made it this far. It's time for a change. Peace be still.